Hi, my name is Arya and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a Swiftie who chose to watch this video, then first of all, I just want to applaud you for not being very biased and wanting to know what could have made me change my mind on this topic. And before we get into all of that, just know that it was very, very hard for me to come to this decision. Like, tears were shed. I genuinely needed to have like a funeral for her in my head because growing up she has always been this person that I related to so much, and it always felt like she got me. And that has like not changed. I still think that her music does that for me, but I am going to tell you that how did it come to all this and what are the specific reasons due to which all of this happened. So first of all, how did this come to this? Like, what triggered it and what started it? So I was talking to one of my friends on call, and she was like, "Bro, I generally don't understand how you're a Swiftie anymore because of everything that's been going on." And I was like, "What has been going on?" And then she went on about the usual points, how the wedding was there, and that she's a billionaire, and this and that. And me being the Swiftie that I am, I jumped right to her defense. I told her about all the charity that she does. I told her it's her choice, her wedding. She can have it as large or as small as she wants. We're nowhere to like make a comment on it. And everything that she talked to me about and she made a point, I had something to defend it because I am very much PR trained and my algorithm is very much pro Swift. So I knew exactly what to say to all the points. But this friend is somebody who is very factual, and she also had a counterpoint for every point that I made. So at the end, she ended up winning the argument. And this, what I'm going to go into, the details that I'm going to go into, is exactly what happened throughout that discourse that ended up with me changing my mind and like talking through tears that, okay, I get it, that it's fine. I no longer identify as a Swiftie. And again, very, very hard decision to come to, but let's get into it. So the first one, the trigger. The trigger was the wedding for me, and ever since this wedding happened, I have been trying to convince myself that wow, yay, this and that. Like more than convincing other people on the internet why this was such a great way for her to have her wedding. I have been convincing myself because I am genuinely not convinced. The first thing is that when the like news came out that her wedding was going to be at the Madison Square Garden, I was like, in no way. Like, that is just not the Taylor that I know. And there is just no way that she has her wedding in a literal arena. But then all the reels came rolling in of you don't know what a budget could do, and you don't know how they can literally transform it, and how before she started dating Joe, she was this like very social person. So it makes sense for her to have like 1,000 people event. So I was like, oh, okay, like I guess maybe this is the she is this person. And again, who am I to comment on like how she has her wedding, even though already in my head I'm like, is this the same person that wrote songs like Peace and the Lakes and the Lucky Ones? Like, her having 1,000 people event and calling 1,000 people to her wedding just did not seem like the Taylor that like I knew her to be. But okay, again, I just told myself that it's literally her wedding. I don't get to have a say in it, and okay. But then the other facts surrounding to the wedding came up. Like the first one was there was a heat wave. So Mayor Mamdani had literally put out a tweet urging all the New Yorkers to like turn off their ACs and reduce electric consumption as much as possible because the grid was under very much like the grid was kind of in a situation where it was not able to provide that much power to everybody, because again this happened on the 4th of July weekend and World Cup, both events together. And she literally had a wedding in the busiest city in the world on a date that would inconvenience common people the most, because it's literally the World Cup. Everyone wants to be on the street celebrating. It's 4th of July, but she had the barricades, like the streets around MSG barricaded. And it just seems very out of touch for me because, again, she is paying the money, she's paying the fees. She can technically do that, but it does not seem like the person, like, at least in my head, she was not the person who would do this, like who would be so out of touch enough to do this, and that too in middle of the heat wave. There were also reports of like certain sections of the cities grid being shut down where like elder people lived and like older citizens lived, them being have to live like without electricity, while these like celebrities, all A-list people, not just celebrities but also like industrial tycoons and everybody, were having like 1,000-person event, like a massive celebration just down the street. It just felt very like let them eat cake in my head, because it just like one was like not adding up, because how can Taylor do this? Like, no way she's that out of touch, right? Then, other than that, the whole people that were invited. When I first found out that Adam Sandler officiated the wedding, my first thought was that damn, it is Travis's wedding too. And you know, all the memes that you have been seeing going around. But then I kind of looked up like Adam Sandler, because I was getting like tweets about why this is so problematic, and turns out he's a Zionist. So her whole issue of her not taking a stand and not saying about any political uh, like issues that have been going on, and saying that it's all for the safety of her fans and everything, all of that goes right down the drain when you have somebody with as strong like political opinions as Adam Sandler does officiate your wedding. Like, I could no longer defend her for no longer like speaking up, because this just makes her stance on it very clear, because she did not have a problem with a literal Zionist officiating her wedding, and this says a lot. Like, she knows it makes a statement. Even though she is not like verbally making it, it does make a statement. Now, again, so this was the first point, that the wedding was just very much not her, and there were elements of the wedding that I cannot defend for the life of me. Like, I had no counter arguments to it, because just saying that she can do whatever she wants, it's her money, does not cut it. Because again, I am not saying, like, I'm not defending her being able to like use her money. I want to defend that she's a good person, and none of my defenses like indicate towards that, because again, all the points that I said. So that was the trigger, that was the wedding. Then the second thing is the bigger picture, the fact that she's literally a billionaire. Now, I am somebody who has been very vocal about how there are no ethical billionaires, because if somebody hoards that much amount of money when there is like so many people suffering, then that person cannot be ethical no matter how they have earned their money, because no one should want to hoard that much amount of wealth. Now, for people who are not on this side of the internet and don't have not seen the comparisons between a million and a billion that are like done to show the scale of it, I will tell you how it is. So, see, the difference is a million seconds is 12 days. So, like 1 second, if you like pile up a million seconds, that will be around 12 days. And do you want to guess how much a billion seconds is? A billion seconds is literally 32 years. Like, do you get the scale difference about 12 days and 32 years? I'm 20 years old. My whole life is still not enough. I need to live 12 more years in order for me to have lived like a billion seconds. Now, to put it into a money perspective, let's go there. If you earn $1,000 every day, okay, I'm not talking about 100, I'm talking about $1,000. So with the current conversion rate, that is like 93,000 rupees. So if everybody like every somebody gave you 93,000 rupees each day, then do you want to guess how much time it will take for you to like own $1 billion? Okay, like uh, just guess. Think about a number in your head. What do you think? 100 years, 200 years, 500 years? No, the number is 2,740 years. With the rate of earning $1,000 a day, which is already pretty ridiculous, somebody giving you like 90,000 rupees every single day. But yeah, even with that rate, you would have to live 2,740 years for $1 billion, and Tay or Miss Swift has $2 billion. So that is a whooping 5,480 years that she needs to earn $1,000 per day in order to have that much money. Now, I know the 2 points that you are going to argue, because I argued them too. The first thing is that charity. She does a lot of charity. She gave 297 or $93 million in bonuses to her workers. Right now, she donated $26 million for the wedding. And I'm going to tell you that that is just a very little percentage of her actual income. Like, that is like 1 or 10 or something percent, like a very insignificant percentage of her income. And then I know what you're thinking, that at least she's doing that, right? You try to donate 10% of your income, and if you're not, then you don't get a say. This is the argument we make, right? Well, my income is not $2 billion. If my income is like if my income is $1,000, then $100 for me, that is like 10% of it, is way more money than what it is for her. Like, it literally does not matter to her because of how much wealth she owns. So any charity that she does is literally does not matter, because again, nobody, you have to choose to be a billionaire. And like, it does not just happen accidentally. People who are billionaires are very much working towards it, and they want to hoard that much wealth. And you know that I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that she went on the Era store and her albums are worth a lot. That is why she owns this much. So I'm going to give you a very realistic example of why it is very much a choice. So do you know Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny is somebody who performed in the Super Bowl. He was the Spotify top artist of the year. You know, Taylor has been it like 2 times, I think. Well, he has been Spotify's artist of the year around 4 times, and he is like the person to have done it the most amount of times. So he has the most number of streams. He also went on a tour. His tour also lasted around the same amount of time. And do you want to guess how much he's worth? What do you think? Like, take around, like, guess. 500 million, 600 million? No, he is worth $100 million. Again, a lot of money, but nowhere near $2 billion. So the whole narrative of it is not her, she is not doing it willingly, she's just that popular and she's just putting out so much music and her streams are so much, does not work, because other musicians who are literally in the same criteria as her are not worth this much. How is she worth this much? Because of the ridiculous merch pricing of the concert pricing. The concert tickets were like $200, $300, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, she is very actively choosing to be a billionaire. And again, you can say that, well, it is a business she needs to earn. Yeah, that is fine. Okay, she can choose to be a billionaire. What she cannot do is choose to be a billionaire and have me defending her on it. Because again, she can be a brilliant businesswoman. She can have $2 billion. I don't care. But she cannot convince me that she is an ethically good, moral person while holding that much amount of money. And another example you have of this is somebody like Dolly Parton. If you don't know who Dolly Parton is, you can look her up. Now, she is somebody who would have been a billionaire had she not given like so much of her money away. Okay. She literally donates so much to charity that she has never like attained billionaire status when she easily could have. Now, again, the whole argument of Taylor does not have to donate because it is her money and she can do whatever she wishes to do with it, well, that argument really does not stand, because we are not debating about like her having to give away the money or whatever. We are debating if she's a good person in holding it, and she's not. That is that. Does she have to give away her wealth and not be a billionaire and whatever? Well, she can choose to do that, and then it would like be easier to morally defend her. But she cannot choose to like literally like have $2 billion, like be a billionaire and still have me defending her, because that is just not happening. I am not going to make an exception for somebody. And again, you can say that her pricing, that like the merch and the concerts and everything, it's standard pricing and she just charges that much. Well, she knows that her target demographic is mainly like people, teenage girls, and even the young adults, they don't have this kind of money. Like, people have literally like gone into debt, like credit card debt, in order to attend her concerts. So if she really cared like that much, now I'm not saying she should do this. I'm not saying that like again, not saying this from a business point of view, but if she was the person that she is claiming to be, then her tickets would also be like the demand of the tickets is as much as any like standard global artist, but she like prices them way higher, so she can just choose not to do that, right? But yeah, so you just have to understand that she is very, very willingly like working towards earning more and being a multi-million billionaire. Okay, so that was my entire rant on why I just no longer think that she is the person that I like grew up admiring, because it's just getting harder and harder to defend her and I just can't at this point. Now, will I still continue to enjoy her music? Yes. Will I still listen to all the songs and I have them like learned by heart? I literally have like t-shirts with her face on them. I have the Eras Tour book. So am I throwing those things away? No. What I am doing is just taking a moral, ethical stand that I don't believe that she is some exception to the billionaire rule. And again, I have not even gotten into like the flight emissions or whatever, because again, they are vague points. I don't want to get into that, Itta. But these are just the things that made me stop believing that she is like the same person I thought she was, or she is this like ethical, moral billionaire, because again, they don't exist. She cannot be something that literally does not exist. So I just want to thank you for watching this video. I hope I did not go on like too long of a rant, and just understand that this was very, very hard for me to do as somebody who literally grew up with her music and who admired her to the extent that I have gone into multiple arguments. I judge people like based on what they think of Swifties and what they think of people who listen to her music. I have literally defended her. I have died on every single hill when it came to her. Okay. So this was very hard for me to do. I literally shed tears, like I said before. So yeah, no, in no way was this an easy decision. But I'm just so glad that I chose to end of the day, like stand on the principles and come to this conclusion. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave your thoughts down in the comments and let me know what you think about all this, good, bad, whatever. I'd be more than happy to read them, because again, I want to see what your perspective is on this, and if there is any defending this in your point of view, then I'd be more than happy to know. So